This one begins with Mr. Horton. How do you feel we can address the continued decrease in state aid while respecting the fact that taxpayers cannot bear the full burden?
Everybody has to feel the pain. First of all, I think that administrative cuts should be the very first thing on the table before anything in the classroom. But I also feel that there are ways, looking at the administration and the teacher's contract, where things can be brought up to current levels, where people are compensated properly, but still in the realm of other public sectors. And there can be a great deal of savings there that can produce the necessary income to bring us back to the levels that we're looking for before these cuts that are happening this year. Like I said, everybody's got to feel the pain. The administration, the teachers, and the community also. But how much can the community take? And you hear all the time, people don't want to pay any more taxes. But, I mean, everybody's into the tax cap. But with the mandates that you're given and the cuts in aid that you're giving for those mandates, the numbers just don't come even anymore. So it's got to be found in all aspects, and that everyone's going to take a hit, and I think everybody should take an equal hit on it.
Thank you. Ms. Daniel?
Could you just read the question to me one more time, please?
Sure. How do you feel we can address the continued decrease in state aid while respecting the fact that taxpayers cannot bear the full burden?
Thank you. You're welcome. As everyone is aware, this is a very difficult budgetary time. Last June, the tax cap levy went into effect. It was supposed to give relief basically for the property taxpayers in New York State. Unfortunately, there was a misnomer with that. People believe that to be a cap of 2% and that you couldn't be taxed more than 2%. That's one of the things that I think from the board's perspective, it's very important to communicate to the public that that's not precisely what the tax cap levy is about. It's a complicated formula that involves many different factors that have to be looked at. One of the things that is potentially a way to get some additional funding is to do some stuff down in Albany. There's something called the gap elimination adjustment. There has been, which basically there's a disparity between downstate districts, and upstate districts, where the upstate districts are getting less funding. Those types of, that type of attempt to get changes in the legislation would help from a funding perspective. We also need to, as a community, come together and try and work. We all need to make sacrifices, as Mr. Horton said. We need to streamline costs. We need to look to see whether there are any inefficiencies in our programs without jeopardizing the high quality of education that we have. And everyone needs to work together to try and come up with a solution. There clearly is no easy solution. If there was an easy solution, we wouldn't be sitting here discussing it. I mean, it's something that is very painful in this difficult budgetary time that we need to work together as a community to try and resolve.
Thank you. Ms. Colbert?
Thank you. Well, one thing we do by implementing full-day kindergarten is we increase our student enrollment. Currently, our half-day program counts, each student counts as a half student. And when we go to full-day kindergarten, they'll count as one. What drives state aid is enrollment. And so if your numbers go up, you're going to get more state aid. That said, we do have a teacher's contract that is up this June that we need to negotiate and renegotiate. So with declining revenue sources, not just in state aid, but in the loss of federal funding that we've had, we're going to have some need to address that teacher's contract. That's a collaborative effort. That's not just the teachers take a hit and we don't, but there's gotta be a collaborative effort around the negotiation of the teacher's contract. That's at a local level, things that we can do. At the state level, not just East Aurora, but school boards across New York State, especially in Western New York, need to push their legislators to change and equalize funding. Right now, there are categories of funding. You get foundation aid, which is driven by the number of students you have in your schools, that's by bodies. And then there's categories of aid, which is also driven by numbers, but it's things like BOCES aid or transportation aid or building aid. And it's in those particular categories of aid that we've taken a larger hit than other downstate districts who are wealthier than East Aurora, but on a per student basis, they're getting more money per student than East Aurora is getting because they take advantage of these categorical aids in ways that we can't. We don't have busing, we don't have, in ways that we just can't. We don't have as many kids taking part in transportation aid, for example. So we need to push our legislators to equalize how that funding takes place. It can't be that wealthier districts get more per student than East Aurora does, which allows them to offer foreign language at the elementary level that we can't offer, or allows them to have programs and opportunities for their students that we just can't do. So that we have to work at both the local level and then at the state level.
Thank you. Mr. Holbrook.
I was kind of hoping by the time it got to me that we'd have a solution. No, I think what you've heard articulated is a fair reflection of the challenge. There's no question that the ability to depend on the state, at least as it relates to this district, at best is sort of a break-even point as far as sort of maintaining what we've had, and at worst, proportionally getting less. We know as a practical matter, without picking on any particular group, that the vast majority of the cost increases each year are directly related to our largest personnel, which is our faculty. And we know that just with formulas, some of this came out of Albany, it didn't come out of local, but the medical, the retirement, and the step progressions that are all built into the system increase the cost each year for us by upwards of $1 million. And you simply don't have the means through state aid to maintain that. As a practical matter, every percentage increase in the property tax levy gets you perhaps $150,000, $160,000. So right there, just with the rate of increase in just that one component, you'd be talking about 6% or better a year of property tax increases before you allow for all the other components that are going out. So it's a significant challenge. I think there's opportunity there. I fully expect we're going to be able to work with the teachers union and come up with some creative ways to maintain jobs and to allow particularly our young, creative, and talented teachers to stay in the system and move along. We've done a lot of creative early retirements. We've lost some very good senior teachers because sometimes that's the trade-off. And I think we'll continue to look for creative ways, including seeing if there are ways to rebalance the schedule, to find a way to cover more with the existing workforce. So that challenge is a significant one. It's not one that anybody takes lightly, and it is going to be one of the most serious focuses for us going forward.
Thank you.